Hey, 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 good evening, everybody. It's Yolanda and
Dr. Angel.
I'm so glad she's back in the studio with me tonight.
Yes, we are together. Hi, everybody. Live and in living color.
Living color.
In living color.
I used to love that show when I was in college. We used to make our plans around when Living Color
When
came
is
on.
the living color coming on? Yes.
It was so wonderful. But yes, we decided to do a wellness wrap up tonight.
Yes.
Right? We're just going to come on here, kind of share a few things that we learned throughout this series. We hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I hope they were able to take some of what we talked about.
I hope so. With them.
And use it in your life. That was what we're doing it for.
Yeah.
I did post the first resource this week. So I'm going to be posting the rest of those on the coming days. So you all can have that we have now finished the series. And I kind of miss it already.
I know.
I enjoyed it.
It was a good series. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So we won't be on but like half an hour tonight. But we're just going to do like a little girl talk. But as we always ask you to do, don't forget to go on our social media pages. On the Rise Talk on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and On the Rise Talk Show on YouTube. Go ahead, like, subscribe, so you know when all this goodness is coming through to you. So we are just I'm just being silly tonight.
Yeah.
I am in a silly mood. It's been a long week.
It's been a long week, and we've had a lot going on.
Yes.
So we are giddy. We are tired. This is what happens when we are tired and sleepy and giddy and try to take power naps. So we talked about rest.
Yes.
We've talked about the need for sleep. We've talked about the nap ministry, and we decided that we were going to be a part of the nap ministry and nap. And then when you get not enough sleep, you're just so giddy and sleepy and tired. But we are here, and we are happy to be with you.
But I'm happy we did the nap ministry because, to be honest with you, I would not be able
No, we wouldn't be able to function.
if I didn't do the nap ministry. No. It's been quite a week.
Yeah,
so, but we want to know, if you guys jump in the chat, let us know what things did you enjoy about the series? Yeah. What are some things you would like to see going forward or hear us talk about? Are there some series that you would like for us to do?
Absolutely.
We do have fun putting these together. Yeah. It is work, but we do enjoy doing it. It is a labor of love for us. And plus, we get to talk about stuff that we talk about anyway all the time. So it's really great. So I know, as for me, there were a lot of takeaways, from this whole thing. It's funny because as we are pouring out to you guys, we're actually pouring into ourselves too. We're discovering things that we need to kind of adjust or, fix in our lives. So, Angel, what was something that you changed as a result of this series, as a result of us doing all this research and talking about it?
Yeah. So one of the most important things was that I actually started eating better, right? Yeah. And I needed to. It's one of those things, I've said this, y'all have heard me say this almost every week, that I have a lot of food allergies, and I also have some chronic health conditions. Mostly I have migraines that I need to attend to, and a lot of this is affected by my diet.
Yes.
But doing this series really made me girl, pay attention. You're talking about this every week, right? Pay attention to what you're doing and how this impacts every part of your wellness. Oh, yes. So, I'm buying salads, I'm buying fruits, and I had already in the pandemic started cooking more. So I'm cooking a lot more. Yes. I'm eating more healthy. Hopefully my body will start to show me that it's appreciating the fact.
Your skin is absolutely glowing. You have beautiful skin.
Thank you.
So I know she getting her water in.
Look, I'm doing my water. So I have been incorporating that. So this has really helped me.
Yes.
What about you?
Oh, I know for me, I know some of you, I shared, I took my first girl trek walk last Saturday. I was so happy. And I just would like to encourage anybody out there, go to girltrek.org, join, and they'll tell you to join their Facebook page for whatever area that you're in. The ladies were wonderful. That's so great. I took my daughter with me, and this was the first time Cece's ever done anything like that. She's total introvert, y'all. She's not gonna jump out there by herself, but she absolutely loved it. She had been walking with me through the neighborhoods. Another thing that I started doing when we started talking about the wellness series, I started getting back out and walking, and trying to just get back on a routine. And I set goals for myself. I blew them out last week because we did Girl Trek. So I was shooting for a certain number of active minutes, and I blew it out by like 100 active minutes. So I was all like, yes, girl. Yes, the Girl Trek walk took me over. I was so excited. But wonderful. If you are hesitant, don't. These ladies are wonderful. A lot of them have been walking for a while together. And so they're so encouraging. Like, I didn't feel like an outsider at all. They just embraced us and talked to us. And so it was a lot of fun. I can honestly say we did over 5 miles. Like,
that's great.
And I can honestly tell you, like, I didn't really feel all of it because we literally talked and fellowship. We took breaks. We took pictures. They make it a really fun experience. So if you have Girl Trek in your area, please reach out. Go to the Girl Trek page. Get you a shirt to wear. Hey. It's funny because when you wear the shirts, they recognize that you're there to walk with Girl Trek. So it was really nice. I had a ball. And the great thing about it is, the park that we walked in, you just saw all different, you saw guys walking, you saw ladies out walking that morning. It was a really good experience. And I think it's very encouraging when you see so many people out really taking care of themselves. So that was something that I really needed to do. And I'm just like so glad, and I'm proud of myself for like really pushing. It's really been a push to get myself like moving again. I had, as I stated before, my knee had been bothering me. I had injured my knee like in the fall, and I'm finally getting to a point where the knee is okay when I go. That was the longest walk on Saturday I took since my knee had been bothering me. So
good job.
Yay! And one of the nice Girl Trek ladies, she was like, "You should be proud of yourself. You pushed yourself a little bit today." I said, "I did.
Good.
I actually did.
Yes,
so
you did.
I was excited."
Excellent.
So, and again with the food, I've changed my eating.
Yeah.
I feel so much better.
It makes you feel better.
It definitely makes you feel better.
And I told you before, I was like, well, okay, if y'all say so. But it does. You do feel better.
I feel so much better. And so I think we know what we have to do. It's just like life happens.
Yeah.
And then we get all thrown off.
Of course.
Right? And so getting back on track becomes like, oh my God.
It's going to be so hard. Oh my God.
That's my favorite. It's like that whole, when you're in, what is it? The notion that Newton's motion, like
when you're in motion, stay in motion, and things that are at rest, stay
at rest. So if we resting,
girl, just like we almost stayed through that nap.
I was resting. That felt so
good. Y'all don't know. I told Yolanda this. I got here and I laid down to take a nap. I was in such good sleep. I jumped out of my sleep because I didn't even know where I was. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm safe. Let me go back to sleep. So I was trying to just stay at rest. But
yes.
We up and we're good now.
I agree. Listen, the nap ministry would do a body good.
Amen.
Amen for the nap. To the nap. Yes. I think we do need to, just in talking about what you're saying, just talk about normalizing rest.
Yes.
Like, we're like in this whole like hustle and grind, booked and busy, but I'm like, sometimes you need to just lay down.
Stop. Lay down. I can't even do it like her. I'm not even going to start singing it because if any of y'all have not seen the video, and I know nobody hasn't seen the video, but go to the Lay Down song. One of my friends now sings that to me every time we get in off the phone because I stay on the phone and I'm sleepy, and they just start singing Lay Down to tell me to go to bed. So go and watch that video because that woman is amazing. I love the fact that she put that song together. But we do have to honor that we need to lay down.
Oh, girl,
especially when we've been running for so long. Our bodies can't function. And I was so glad that I was so glad you retired when I got here.
It's so bad.
Because I was so tired.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how we're going to.
It's all right.
I just need to rest.
Exactly.
And when you were like, girl, I'm sleepy too. Praise Jesus.
Sisters in sleep, honey. That's what we were today. Sisters in sleep.
Sisters in sleep.
It's like so tired.
But honestly, thank God for people who honor rest the way you do.
Yes.
Because you need people who understand the value of resting. Yes. You need people who understand the value of recovering.
Yes.
So that you can do what you need to do. Because it wasn't that we're just going to like sleep our lives away. It's like, let's rest.
Yep.
Let's recover. And then we can be prepared for what we have to do. You even said, if I don't get some rest, we're not doing anything else.
Listen, I think this past year has really taught me, I just really need to take care of myself.
Yes.
Like, because even going beyond the rest, I literally started meditating. Like, I started doing at least once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Look, my Calm app, I know y'all look at that, but they have good meditations on there. And there's also a YouTube video that I was using to do beginner's meditation and stuff like that. And I find that I'm so much calmer when I give myself those moments to just sit and be.
Yes.
I think that's another thing we don't do enough of. Like, my t-shirt says, reflect. We need to sit down and reflect sometimes and just be and think about, why are we doing the things that we're doing? Why are we running around like, crazy people? And are there things in our lives, and we've talked about this during the series, that maybe we need to stop doing so we can make space for these other things that we really need to be doing to protect our mental health, our physical health, our environmental and social wellness. Like, we need to make space for that in our lives. And I will tell you, that's something I really wrestled with myself with. I have had to say no to some things just to say yes to my own well-being. Right? Like,
and I think it's important. So, I start my day off every day with my 5-minute journal. But for me, that's my beginning my day quiet and intentional, and with gratitude, with setting my goals, with being grateful, and with setting my affirmations, right?
Yes.
But that's my quiet time in the morning. Before I even get out of bed, making sure that I'm having that time that is quiet, that is intentional. And I think that's important too, because it also sets off the rest of my day.
Yes, it does.
But even with some of my affirmations, I've shifted some of them to be more intentional and I'm intentional about my life. I am intentional about creating the life that I want, right? Because I also think it's important that we shift, even when we're meditating. What are we saying to ourselves, even with our positive self-talk? And as our goals change, how are we being intentional about how we're setting up ourselves for our goals? How are we intentional about how we're setting our environment? We've talked a little bit about what are the environments that we want to be in. And so then what does that mean for us? And what does that mean about the people I surround myself with? What does that mean about what I will tolerate?
Come on, girl.
In the environments that I'm in. And if I recognize this environment doesn't feel good for me,
what should I do about it?
What do I do?
Right? And sometimes that's making some really hard decisions, right?
Absolutely.
Like, and you talk about, you set your day up with your journal. So while we were doing this, I was working on a Bible study, actually, right? So not only am I just getting quiet, I'm getting quiet and studying scripture. And I'm listening. Those affirmations. It's funny you brought that up, because some of the things that I've learned through this study. I was doing a study on Esther. It's actually by Dr. Tony Evans, and it's called Pathways. You can pick it up.
Nice.
Very, very good. It's very good. I loved it. I bought the videos too. But in there, it's just digging deep, right? And figuring out. And one of the main tenets of it is God's providence, right?
Wow.
Why are we trying to make things happen when God already knows how he's laying it out for us, and the things that he's setting up, not only the things he's setting up, but the timing, right? And I think we forget, like, we don't control everything, right? And I think we have this illusion of control that we feed into, which feeds our anxiety and our stress and all that stuff like that. And I think just doing that devotion every morning, like you said, setting it up, reminding me, Yolanda, it's all going to happen in his timing, and I don't have control of that. Right? And when you release that type of control, it releases some pressure off the...
It absolutely does.
It totally releases the pressure off of you. Because I know I don't have to do it all. I only have to do the thing that he's asking me to do today, which means I don't overload my schedule, which means that I pay attention to what I'm putting on my to-do list, which means I am grateful, like you said, for what I have right now. And I am expectant of what he's bringing to me. And so that was something that I really tapped into, I think, during this time, like relaxing my mind and letting life kind of flow.
I love that. One of my affirmations every day is, I am living God's divine plan for my life.
Amen.
Which gives us, or gives me, because it's one of my affirmations, but it gives me this space of releasing some of that anxiety, because
Yes.
I've said before, I struggle sometimes with anxiety. But when I'm able to say, I'm living God's divine plan for my life, that I'm able to recognize all things are working together for my good, right?
Girl,
it doesn't mean that all things are good, right?
Nope.
There's stuff that frustrates me.
Yes.
There's stuff that comes that I don't like.
Yes.
But I am living God's divine plan for my life.
Absolutely.
So I know He has a plan, and I know I'm living in it.
Yes.
Release whatever is going on because I'm living His plan for my life.
Yes. And you know what? That's such a great point that you bring up. Not only are you're positively telling yourself, I know I am exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment.
Yes.
And I think so many of us get caught up in this whole thing of, everything has to be social media ready or whatever, and we all have to have it done today, right? But when you tell yourself that, you realize you have space to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
You have space to forgive yourself.
Yes.
You have space to know that no matter what I'm doing, it's building me in some way, right? Like, I'm okay, because even if I don't win this, I still win because I got a lesson.
Right.
I learned something about myself. I learned something about the space that I'm in. I learned something about what I'm trying to do. And I think if we keep that growth mindset, we never really get down on ourselves because we understand this is a part of the process.
This is a part of the process.
And this is, we have to let the process play out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we want to hurry ourselves along. But unfortunately, y'all, sometimes you just have to, as the old song say, you just gotta walk it out.
How about it? Walk it out.
You just gotta walk it out. And it'll work out as you walk it.
It will. It will.
Right? It will work as you are walking, because you are not meant to do everything today.
Nope.
So that was a real lesson I had to learn myself.
Yeah.
You can't do everything today.
And I think that's so good. Like, you could do everything. You could do anything you want to do.
Yes.
You just can't do it all today.
Not today. We can't do it all today.
No.
It's just not going to work today. So I think that once you realize that and you release that control, you can go ahead and enjoy the journey after that. I am not saying that this is easy.
No.
It's going to take a lot of reflection. It's going to take a lot of redirection.
Yes.
Right? Like, you're going to have to stop sometimes and figure out if the way you're going is actually the way you should be going, right? That's that whole reflection piece too. And then you're going to have to adjust accordingly. And we're going to have to release our fear of the unknown, everyone.
Yes.
And try some new things. We've talked about that before.
And sometimes we got to do it scared.
Girl, that's my favorite thing to do. Do it scared.
Do it scared. I'm glad it's your favorite thing to do. That ain't my favorite thing to do. I don't
well,
like
I mean,
scared.
you know,
I'm glad.
Go ahead,
Yolanda.
Well, I'm saying, like, well, what I'm trying to say is, it's not going to always work out the way we want to work. Like, right? Like, it's not like we're going to know everything before we go.
That's true.
Right? So,
That's true.
whether we like it or not,
you
got to do some stuff scared. Like,
you got to do it.
Like, every day I wake up and there are different things that I have to do, that I have to figure out, well, that I'm guided to figure out, right? Like, because for me, I do try to tap into that wisdom and guidance that God gives us. And He says, if you ask for wisdom, He'll give it to you. Listen, so I ask for the wisdom, and I will tell you that sometimes it doesn't look like I think it's going to look.
No.
Sometimes I'm thinking He's going to give me one answer.
And He's like, nah, this is the other. You're like, wait, that's...
Or you got to ask somebody something that you really didn't want to ask.
Go ask this person. But no, I asked you. And I said, go ask this.
Or you might have to stay someplace you don't want to.
Oh, your answer was stay still? I didn't. That wasn't the answer I was looking for either.
Yeah, no. So that goes back to that whole providence thing, right? We're really not in control. We just think that we are. And so we have to be open that it may not happen the way we want it to happen, and it may not look the way we thought it was going to look, right? So we have to release some of that to providence. We have to release some of that to things working out, but just not maybe the way we thought, because we honestly, y'all, we don't know everything.
No.
I know I don't want to crunch y'all toes, but that's the truth.
Crunched mine.
We honestly don't know everything, and so we have to be okay when the plan looks a little different.
Yes. And that's one of the biggest, I think that's one of the biggest lessons we learned in 2020.
Yes. Girl, you just brought that all the way back around.
Yep.
You brought that all the way back around.
The plan is going to change.
Yep.
And it can change at any minute.
Yes.
And either you're going to go with it or you're going to be stuck.
And stressed. And not very happy.
Right.
because it's not gonna. The one thing I've learned is time waits for nobody
at all.
And you could throw a temper tantrum all you want, but it's not changing the situation. And when you finish, you still got that same problem that you got to deal with. So I think that's another big thing. During this time, I did go out and I set my deck back up. Yes. So give me some space to relax, right? So that was one of my environmental changes that I made. And I told y'all I took this thing serious, right? Like I did go and we went away on a trip. Yeah. And so we had some social wellness going on there. We did. Yes, that was social and environmental.
Yes, it was. And we got some physical because we got to walk, and you enjoyed the walk. I enjoyed the pool because the pool girl
was everything. Pool. It was everything. It was everything. The breezes, the palm trees. Yes, that was awesome, awesome. And we did talk to people at the pool.
Yes, we did. We met some very nice people. We danced. We danced.
We are not posting those videos.
We are not, and there are videos, but you won't see them. But we danced. We had so much fun.
We had a great time, and so these are just some of the ways we incorporated this into our lives, and it may look very different to you in the way that you do things, but I will say that this journey was not just for you guys. I think we took the whole journey with you guys, and we realized it sometimes can be very difficult to make space for these things in your life. But we're not asking you to change everything today. We're just asking you to make a promise to yourselves, or give the gift to yourself, because it's really a gift, right? Just try changing one thing, right? One thing at a time, right? Like,
and small changes matter
over time.
Small changes over time make big changes.
Yes, they do. Like, I loved when you said, set your mind on working out 5 days a week, and then you at least get 3 days in. Right, girl, that really works, because I started doing that. Okay. And I got like 4 or 5 days in the other week. I was like, I'm going to work out. And I literally got 4 days in almost every week that I said I was going to do that. So that was a small perspective change that paid out in dividends for me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I learned a bunch of stuff during the series as well. Just, the whole occupational thing. Right. We are both like dealing with some of that right now, and looking and assessing and transitioning in different areas of our life. Even if you don't change your job, you could change your mindset about your job.
Absolutely. And that's so important, right? One of the things I had to learn when I was in school, and you might have, thought about this too when you were in school, is about seasons so much that this is just for a certain time period, right?
Yes.
And sometimes when we can shift our thinking around whatever I'm dealing with is for this time period, that it's not forever, it helps us push through, right? Yes. So whether it's about, occupational, whether it's about education, whether it's about dealing with our kids, whether it's about dealing with whatever.
You hit a spot right there with the dealing with your kids,
But I remember when I had, my nieces living with me, when the oldest great niece was 5 months and she had first come. I was talking to somebody who was a parent and had been a parent for a long time, and he was like, how are you? And I was like, she's waking up twice a night. And he said, right now, you have baby problems that are big. He said, and as the child gets older, you're going to have problems that are big for that age. They're just going to continue to shift with every age, but they're going to be big for that age. But we remember everything's a season. So you get 5-month problems. You get 2. And I'm sorry, y'all. The terrible 2s are nothing compared to the 3s.
Treacherous 3s. I agree with you 100% on that. I had them 3, the treacherous 3s. See? Lord Jesus.
Then you get the 12 and the 13s and you want to choke them. I'm
Lord
sorry.
Have mercy.
I'm a therapist and I do not condone physical violence towards your children. I don't.
You said want to, though. You didn't say you did it.
I just said that you want to.
Yeah, right? You didn't say did it.
Then they turn 16 and 17 and they want to drive. Jesus.
Yes, Lord Jesus.
Then they want to go to college. So every age, but you have to remember while you're doing that it's just a season.
It's a season. I know. And it keeps the perspective. I know I'm walking through all that.
I was about to say, you in it.
Walking through all that. I'm in it because I have a 15-year-old and I realized, like, just trying to move that needle some days. It's like, God help me. I tell my kids all the time, they keep me close to Jesus because I have to pray about the things, like you said, in your mind. You like, Lord, capture these thoughts and bring them into submission.
Please. Yes, Lord.
Because some days you just like, I cannot believe this person who has not lived that long is telling me that I am wrong, and they have no clue what they're about to walk into. But
and who did you think you were talking to? Because
that part.
Really? Did you?
It is some days a struggle. Right. And so I understand. We all need to remember that everything is temporary, like you said, and there is a time and a season to everything. And, it is a part of our growth too.
Yes.
Right? Because that rubs up against us, but it actually makes us make choices in how we react.
Yes.
And it makes us really dip into our emotional wells and pull out what we really need to deal with, and it makes us try to get to another level of understanding and have empathy for another person. Even in our marriages, it's the same way. Even in our relationships, we talked about that. It's the same way. So just look at all of this as just another level of development for you, another way for you to engage with the people that you love. And the people you love are the ones that can rub you and develop you the most, right? Because they're with you all the time. And they see every side of you.
And they know which buttons to push.
Girl, the big and the little buttons.
Look, I'm going to just... Wait, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, one of my very close friends. You know who this is. And I said, these people getting on my last nerves. And my friend said, you don't have any more last nerves.
See, I'm going to use that. That's one for the books. That need to be a shirt. I told you, everything need to be a shirt. I don't have no more last nerves. I'm telling you. I know a bunch of moms that will buy that. I have no more last nerves. None. I don't even know if I had nerves at this point, because you done pushed everything.
Every last one. But it's the people that are closest to you that can be like, you know what? You don't even have any more last nerves.
And I think some of that is intentional, because if I were by myself, and I've said this before, if I had no relationships and I were by myself and I just went off, would I really be who I am today?
Absolutely.
Right? Because I would not have anybody. It's that whole, iron sharpens iron thing, right? Like, would I really be who I am today? Would I really have developed? Would my character really be what it is if I hadn't rubbed up against those people that make me push myself beyond my comfort zone?
Right.
And make me dig deeper for empathy, make me dig deeper to understand the other side of the equation. And I really know that I would not be the person that I am if those conflicts, and I think that we have to remember that when conflicts come, when we're dealing with hard things, it didn't come to stay. It's just coming to teach you a lesson or develop you.
Yes. It's shaping your character.
Yes. And just like, ladies, we like to get our nails done, right? Right? They don't use something soft to file your nails.
They don't.
Right? They don't use something nice to file your nails, because it has to be a hard edge, because your nails are hard. Like our hearts get sometimes, right?
Ooh.
Right? Oh, was that too much?
Oh, like a... Come on, girl. You better stay right there. Come on.
So it takes something rough to rub us the right way to shape and remove the things that would blemish us, that would not let our characters grow, that would not let us come into the next version of ourselves, that so we can develop and move past those things that have held us back. There's going to be something that bumps you. You got to be ready for that sharp edge to hit you, because the thing that you think is coming to like wear you out or tear you up, sometimes if we backed up and looked at it from a different angle, that's why that reflection is so important.
Yes.
We would see, wait a minute, this is really a blind spot in my life that I really need to deal with.
Yes.
Or this is some unresolved issue I really need to deal with. Or am I taking this out on someone because I'm trying to process through something? And I don't like it any different than anybody else. Sometimes I don't like it. I don't like the conflict, but I'm grateful for those conflicts I've had with people in my life, because they've made me sharpen up something that I didn't know existed.
Right.
So,
and we need that.
Oh, we need it, but we don't like it.
No. It doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't
feel
I was talking, we were doing, I was in a meeting the other day, And I was saying how, in a lot of industries, but especially, in mine, we have peer reviews, right?
Yes.
So where somebody comes and observes you. And I said, somebody came to observe me and they pointed something out to me because we talk about dispositional feedback. And they said, Angel, did you recognize when somebody came into the room and said something that you responded this way? And I was like, no, I didn't. And then I took it in and was like, oh. And then I had to process, why did I respond? One, when the person told me that I responded the way I did. Why did I bristle up? But also, why did I respond to the other person when they came into the room?
Yes.
And it helped me because it helped me shift how I respond to particular people, but also how do I respond to feedback that feels like, that's not how I respond to people. I don't bristle up with people. I'm always nice. And so getting that blind spot was so important because it was like, and then I was able to say to the person, thankfully, that I know why I did that. I was trying to be in control of my space. This person came in. How dare you come in and interrupt my space? I'm doing this thing, right? So what are my issues around you not letting my flow go?
Right.
And can I have grace for the fact that this person had this other priority?
Right.
And what am I saying when you give me feedback that's like, I know you thought you were being sweet, but you were sweet to everybody. And so you need that iron sharpening iron telling you.
You do.
Hey, girl.
You do.
And listen, it doesn't feel good.
You were just stepping on my toes because I've done that sometimes with my own kids. And I'm like, ouch. Okay, all right. And they'll be like, Mom, you said that. And I'm like, you right.
Right.
I shouldn't have said that. You're right. And I'm telling you, that was something big. When you have to apologize to your kids, when you let your kids call you out. Whew, it's like, but when they're right, they're right. And kids see things differently than we do.
Yes.
And so they can point out when we're being hypocritical.
Right.
They can point out when we're playing favorites. They can point out when we're not doing things over here like we do them over here. So when you said that, I was like, ouch, she done crunched my toes now. Like, because I've had that very same lesson, not just from my children, but from my husband, from other people around me. And it does make you better because we're not perfect. Right. We're all a work in progress. And so we need to understand that. So we just wanted to get on here and wrap all of this around and let you know the way that this has even affected us. And the truth of the matter is we're not perfect. We don't know everything. Nope. We have enjoyed hearing some of your feedback, all of the feedback that you had in the chat, things that you liked, things that, you've given us as suggestions. Trust me, we have looked at those shows and looked at the things that the comments and the posts, and we are so grateful for all of you tuning in, joining us. Even if you watched it on the replay, we're so grateful for all of that. And we just wanted to get on and talk about let you know, like, we're human too. We are. And there are things.
We are very human. If you don't know that by now, we real human.
We're really human. We're really human. But we just wanted you to know that, we had things that we needed to work on too. So just as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you, we literally taught ourselves or inspired our own selves, encouraged our own selves to get back in the game. And so please share with us if you've watched this on a replay or you've watched this live. Share with us some of the takeaways that you gotten over the next week or so. I'm going to post the rest of the resources over the next weeks or so. And hopefully going forward, we will be able to post clips from this. Just excerpts so we can go back and put out little reminders for everybody, including ourselves, before we jump into our next series. But before we do that, we're going to have a special interview.
Yes, we are.
Next week. We're almost done, but we just really wanted to slide this last interview in next week. So we're not going to talk about who it is, but you will see announcements.
And you will love it. we promise that. You are going to love this.
Yes, so you all take care. Like I said, we just wanted to jump on and kind of wrap this all up. Yeah. It feels so weird because we've been doing this since May?
Oh my gosh, yes. Wow.
And we're almost to August.
Yes.
Where did this time go?
I don't know. It's been fun. We have been having such a... We hope that you've been having as much fun as we've been having, because we've been having fun.
We've been having fun. Reconnecting, bonding, and just talking about wellness, which is so needed in our world today. And there's so much going on. But please turn off the TV sometimes. Take a break from social media and take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Be loving to yourselves and the others around you. You never know what people are going through or what's going on in their lives. So remember to be kind. So, got any more last words, Angie?
Nope. Be kind. Give each other grace. And give yourself the grace that you would give to someone else.
Amen. All right. So you know how we like to end the show. Keep rising.
And bring somebody with you.
Because there's nowhere to go but up. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend.
Have a great week.
Enjoy.